Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and so there's new battle rating changes for aviation to ground, and then I really won't focus on fleet, because I don't play ships. Excuse me, I'm sick, so this is kind of me attempting to be active in the community. Big 21 MF going down to 10.3. I don't really see an issue with that. I'm still gonna fight 11.0s. I think it's just the 23mm for both of them that really messes them up. I'm not really sure if the MF has a 23mm, but even if it does, 10.3 for both of these is absolutely fine. The F4F early, the event vehicle for the Germans, the German Phantom, that's fine. It does have 4 AIM-9Js, but that's absolutely fine. It's worse than the Tech Tree variant at 10.3, at 10.7, so it doesn't get to carry the 2 Mavericks. I don't think it has a ballistic computer. It could be a 10.3. I think that'll work. The Hunter F6 going from 10.0 to 10.3. I'm not too sure about that. I think the Harrier should move up if this is the case to 10.3. I don't play the Hunter F6, but I know how bad fighting something with 4 SRAMs is, and now that the SRAMs are stock, that's another thing to consider. So if this is going to happen, definitely the Harrier should go up to 10.3. The FAU2, now I've only ever played against this thing in my PFM, and it was absolutely horrible to fight just because they're so incredible. So 10.3 doesn't, I'm not sure. It could be okay. I don't have anything to say about this one, just because I don't really know if it's good or not. Going on to the Big 21 PFM and Big 21 F13, they're both going down to 9.3. And there's a big thing that European Canadian had with this, is that the Big 21 F13 was an understandable move, but he just couldn't rationalize, or I don't want to say that because I don't remember exactly what he said. He just didn't agree with the PFM being moved down. Well, I disagree with his decision, and this is not a direct quote, and I don't have the video up, and if I go to look, it'll stop my recording. So, the Big 21 F13 has the exact same loadout as the PFM, except for 3 things. It doesn't have 64S, the rockets that you can basically spam. They're not big rockets, they're small rockets. It doesn't have the 64 variant. 64, so there's 2 32 pods on one wing on the PFM, and then there's another, so there's one 32 pod on the one wing of the PFM, and there's another 32 pod on the other wing. And they have 150mm of ped. They're not that great for ground pounding, because they're heat. And the Big 21 F13 only has the, what is it? Has like it only has 32. And then the second difference is the mouse guided missile that the PFM has. And that's just for killing ground targets, you know. And then the thing that the Big 21 F13 has over the PFM is that it has the NR30. Well, the NR30 only has 60 rounds, but it's a much higher muzzle velocity gun. And the Big 21 has the GSH-23L. It has 200 rounds, which sounds really good for a 23mm cannon, but they're not like the ones on, say, the SU-6 or the IL-2. It's a very low muzzle velocity gun. And I would honestly, if I could switch the NR30 out on the if I could switch the NR30 out for the GSH-23L, I would. And that I would consider 9.7, but not even then, really. You see, the MiG-21 PFM is an event vehicle that people spent time working on, and I spent money on to get the rest of. So, I'm not exactly certain that I agree with. European Canadians disagree with the 9.3 move. I think the 9.3 move won't really change anything. It's just a non-tech tree variant of the F-13 that's a little bit better in the ground striking role, but a little bit worse in the air RB role. The Big 21 PFM and the F-13 are not that great at air RB. They've only got the Russian equivalent of an AIM-9B. They've got 2 of them, and they're not that great. At least you can most likely get a kill with the NR-30 over the GSH-23L. Now the Q5A moving down to 9.3, that's fine. I think it has 2 NR-30s, which is fine. The Q5 early going down to 9.0, that's fine. Sagittario 2 getting moved up from 8.0 to 8.3, that's fine. That thing needs to, it needs to be adjusted. I think they should give it its ground target spell back. Honestly, and just move it up accordingly for that. LA200 8.0 to 9.7. It has 420. It has 337 millimeters, but it's a bus and its tail falls off like the BV238's tail. So that's fine. Yeah, they're gonna relocate it before the LA15 just because of how bad it is. That'd be 262 C1A going down from 7.7 to 7.3. This is fine. The B29 getting moved up from 7.0 to 7.3. I think this is pretty okay. It has a decent bob load. Well, it is the B29, so it almost has the bob load of the game. But as the thing that European Canadians said when I watched this video, because this is where I get the Google Sheets from, is you spawn, turn 90 degrees either way, set a 5 to 7 degree climb, walk away, make a sandwich for 5 minutes, come back, you're at a perfect altitude, turn 90 degrees the other way, and bomb the bases, and then you save yourself that 30,000 repair costs. Spitfire F Mark 22. I'm not so sure about this one moving up. I mean, it's a Spitfire. It's got 4 Hispanos. Hispanos aren't really good, but sometimes I don't usually have issues with the Hispanos. They're more of a ground striking cannon more than anything, but I think that's semi-unreasonable. The DO335 AO moving down from 5.3 to 5.0. I think that's okay. It's not like the premium one with the 4 MK103s, the 3 MK103s, and then the 2 20 mils. I don't remember what they're called, but I think that change is acceptable. The SU6, the standard SU6 getting moved out from 4.3 to 4.0. I think that's okay. The MB1, this is a French thing. I'm not quite sure. I'll leave that one alone. The XP55. Oh, yeah, that thing needs 4.3, maybe 4.7 at the most, at the least. It's extremely good. ME4. 10 A1U4. This one I didn't even get a chance to look at because I was just too busy. This is still fine. The HS129 still getting moved down to 3.0. This is absolutely fine. P108 still getting moved down to 2.7. This is fine. HS129 getting moved down to 2.7. This is fine. J22B. I'm not sure if there's a J22A variant, but I think this is fine. It's powerful. The NC 223.3 getting moved up from 2.3 to 2.7. Not really. It's not really a plane for 2.7 compared to, there's Corsairs at that battle rating. There's all sorts of stuff. Wildcats and stuff like that. So I don't think it's really a 2.7. Its bob load's good, but it's just not a great aircraft. AO87 G1 getting moved out from 2.0 to 1.7. This is fine. They're pretty bad. Key 27 also for China and Japan getting moved up to 1.7. I think this is semi-unreasonable, like 70% unreasonable, just because they have two 7.7s, and now they're going to be able to fight Corsairs. You usually get up tiered. Ground vehicle changes. Did anything change? Still don't agree with that. Still don't agree with any of these. These are all crap. This is the only good one for now. These are crap. These I agree with. Nope. Ratel 90 and Dardo I agree with. HSTVL I disagree with because I still remember it's getting moved to 10.3 for some reason. Leopard 2A5 and 2PL, both getting DM43. Now the Leopard 2PL getting moved up from 10.3 to 10.7 once the addition of DM43 shell is added. This is okay, you know. Still agree with the SU-122P going down to 5.7, SU-100 for both nations getting down to 6.0. This is fine. The JPZ 4-5 got removed. Good. But it's getting hash. Okay, that'll be something fun to use. Magwef Panther. Okay, they're getting moved out to 6.0. This is okay, because they were getting pretty stomped by the Super Pershing. This is okay. The Dickerbacks getting down to 3.7. This is absolutely fine. Stir Meal getting moved down to 4.3. I think this is okay. The Type 90s getting moved back to their original BR. I agree with this. I was so confused when they moved all of the nation's IBTs up to 10.7 or 11.0. Sorry, I was confused. The Ariete getting moved up to 11.0 still. I don't know what you're thinking, Gaijin. It's still a 10.3. You should just leave this one alone and move the PSO down to 10.7. Just leave this and make this change. Challenger 2 getting moved up to 10.7. Still the L27A1. This is fine. CV9D120, Centauro 120 still getting moved up to 10.7. Still don't agree with the change for either of them. M3A3, and I've played these vehicles pretty regularly on my friend's account, so I know how they play. It's not reasonable. M3A3 Bradley getting moved up to 9.3. This is fine. AMX 32 Brennis getting moved down to 8.3. I'm not too sure how that's going to perform. I know I made my opinion on this one again, but at 8.7 it performed pretty okay. It doesn't have a stabilizer, but it's a pretty big take. It's got IRCM. It's got a pretty good round. NAFTP getting moved up to 10.0. I don't agree with this one. Challenger Mark 3 getting moved up to 9.7. Still don't agree with that one. Vickers Mark 7 getting moved to 10.0. Still don't agree with that one. Oh, they haven't even changed it yet. T64A still getting moved down to... Oh, they're adding DM23. Sick. T64A getting moved down to 9.0. I still don't agree with that one. I don't know why they're making this change. It's still a 9.3. Leopard 2K, they removed its move. That's good. They're adding DM23. I mean, they don't really need to. DM13 was absolutely fine to use. DM23 is just a bonus of 410 millimeters. I'll take it. At point blank range. Anyway. F48 Super getting moved down to 9.0. Here's the thing. So let's compare two 9.3s getting moved down to 9.0. T64A, 1971. I believe it has HE. It's got APFSDS. And then we've got the M48 Super over here, who's got thermals. I don't think the T64A has thermals, but it's the difference that wait, I think the M48 Super does have a stabilizer. Never mind. They don't need to be moving either of these. Yeah, these two could stay at 9.3. The M1128 Striker getting moved up to 9.3. This is absolutely fine change. Centauro 105 getting moved up from 8.0 to 8.7. I think they've gone too far with this. Oh, it is planned to be replaced initial shell with the would be added a notification DM. Let's move this. DM23 will have to the 4th. The rank is planned to change. Why are they doing this? I don't like this. Why can't they just leave the Centauro alone? What? I guess 8-7 is okay then. I just don't understand why they're messing with the Centauro. Huh, that's kinda sad. AMX 1390 still getting moved up to 7-3. Still don't agree with that. TU114 getting moved up to 7-3. I agree with that one. I still agree with that one. USH 405 getting moved up to 7-3. That's fine. AKV 91 getting moved up to 7-0. That's fine. AMX 13 still getting moved up to King Tiger's battle rating. Still disagree with that one. Sorry. Panther G getting moved down. Still. Panther F still getting moved up. Still. They should just leave it. Just leave it. Panzer 3F still getting moved down. That's fine. ZSU 37-2 still not an 8-0. It's still an 8-3. They're still moving this one up to the AMX 13 FL11 to 3.7. Still a 3.3. ZPRK, the Tunguska, getting moved up to 10.7. I think this is reasonable still. RU251 getting moved up to 7-0. I'm not sure about that one. No, I don't agree with that. Oh, they added that IKV 73. Thank you. 2.7. This is going to be fun to play. I'll play that one. Achilles getting moved down to 3.3. This is a good change. Oh, the Achilles of the 65th Regiment getting moved down to 3.3. This is fine. The Sav getting moved down. Oh, this is fine. SAU getting moved down. That's fine. Panther 4G getting moved down to 3.3. I don't agree with that one, even though that'd be a ball to play. Panther 4F1 getting moved down to 2.0. That would also be a ball to play. I just don't like that. Oh, they're moving it to rank 2? Oh, those bastards. Archer getting moved down to 2.7. Wow, fun. That's actually a good move. Realistic battles, the only change is the IJ and Agado. They're not moving. Oh, I was focusing on arcade. IJ and Agado is getting moved down. I think it's still something with the destroyer, but most of these are bullshit, honestly. Yeah. I mean, PFM, agree with, most of these I don't agree with, some of them I do. I've voiced my opinion. Thank you. Bye-bye.